been married for 20 years. 20 years is not one day. 20 years is not 20 days. It's a long time.
Yes.
And many marriages don't see even 2 years, let alone 20 years. So we want to really tap into, this your 20 years journey to learn a lot from it. How does it feel eating the same food, doing the do, you know what the do is?
Yeah.
Having sex with the same woman or with the same man for 20 years. The reason why some people cheat, they're like me, I want variety. I can't be eating the same, food the same all the time. I want to have some changes. So how does it feel for you being able to do that continuously for 20 years?
I would say preparation is one, and knowing exactly what you want in marriage is also another thing. Because people go into marriages for different reasons. So if you know exactly what you want in a marriage, you always make sure you work towards it. And 20 years with the same woman has been an experience. We have had our ups and downs, and it's all about the mindset as well. Because my mindset was, I want to make this marriage work. I want to live with this woman. So everything that I can do to make it work, to make sure we are living in the same home, I do everything that I can. It's not easy because every marriage is different. And having two people from different homes coming under one roof, it's not that easy. The beginning was very chaotic because what I saw in my home, that was what I wanted to emulate. And sometimes it didn't work. And I didn't see. That's one of the things as well, communication. So she would have to prompt me, because I remember she telling me that, you know what, I never knew your mom, I never knew your dad, but from your upbringing and the way I see you, I know that your parents had a good marriage, but this is not working. So let's design our own marriage. Let's create, that was the word, let's create our own marriage. Because I wanted it to work. That's one of the things too that husbands don't do. We don't listen because we think the women, they chat every day. So I said, okay, how do you want to do this? So she came with a list. I want us to do this. I want it this way. I want it that way. Sometimes when you talk to me like I'm your daughter, because I see my dad in you. I want a husband. I want a friend, not a father figure. So, okay. Friend, a husband, not a father figure. As far as I was concerned, I was being a husband. And she was seeing me as a father figure. So how do we work around? So you're telling her off? Because fathers tell people, tell their children off.
It's telling you what to do, how to do. You know when you tell, it's like how you're talking to your child. Oh, this is, I think for me, I don't see as, I think it's not intentional because he want to take care of you. You know, your parents want to take care of you, so they want to do things for you. But that's not what I want because I'm your wife. So,
so you wanted to work together, not him telling you what to do and how to do it. I like the point that you made that most husbands don't listen to their wives because they feel like women like to talk.
It's not that you like to talk.
We talk. So because of that, they don't listen. But you, because you want the best to come out of your marriage, you paid attention to what she was saying and you made it work.
And prayer as well. Being committed and being dedicated. And then it's also a mindset, because I'll be honest with you, I never knew I would be able to sleep with one woman for 20 years. The same woman.
Is it because of your past?
It's because of my past. It's because of my past. You know, I wanted any woman I could get.
And you look very smart and handsome.
Thank you for saying that.
So I can imagine those days when you were much younger. I know you are young, you're still young. Imagine how, good looking.
Yes,
so
especially secondary school and all that. And back home we used to say, oh, scholarship. I'm on a scholarship.
So you were getting a lot of scholarships from women.
From women, yeah. Young and then
older.
The moment. So you want to do it, you can do it. So
it's taking a lot for you.
It's taking a lot.
Yeah.
It's taking a lot. It's taking a lot. And I have seen those things as well destroy marriages. And I never want to be part of the statistics.
That's my next question.
I always tell my wife, I say, listen, I never want to be part of the statistics. So I work towards it.
Yeah.
I work when we sit down to have this conversation. Oh, New Year is here. New Year. Listen, at the end of the day, that is me.
Yeah.
As Bernice would always say, the before and the after. Because the after should be better than the before.
Yes.
And I see myself as a better person today than before. And that is how it works.
Yeah. And you made the point that some of these things can destroy marriages.
Oh, it does.
And that brings me to my next question. In your experience of 20 years of marriage, what do you think are some of the reasons why there are a lot of divorces now, especially in young marriages?
Okay. The things that have helped build marriage can be some of the things that can break marriages as well when you go on, you understand. So for me personally, I have a code.
Okay.
I have a code, which is J for God. I have P for provide.
Okay.
I have another P for protect.
Okay.
I have T for trust.
Okay.
And I have S for sex.
Yeah, that's an important code.
It is. So I make sure I operate by this code. Okay. As a Christian, I believe in God. I honor God. As a man, I believe in providing for my family. So I make sure I provide for my family.
Okay.
As a husband, I believe I need to protect my family.
Okay.
So I believe in protecting.
How do you do that?
So the protecting comes in three ways. Yeah. First of all, I protect my wife for my family.
Okay.
I protect my wife from her family.
Okay.
And I protect my wife from friends.
I think this is a whole topic of discussion on its own. That those three areas of protection, they are very deep.
Very, very deep.
Yeah. And okay.
Because the concept of marriage starts with, which I will talk about this all the time. The concept of marriage starts with a man shall leave his house and shall cleave to his wife. So if there is no cleaving, marriages don't work. So we stick together. And it's funny enough where we think that what God has put together, let no man. Sometimes we think no man is just the outside influences, but it can be you as well. It can be me, it can be her. And then providing, I've talked about protecting, and then I talk about trust.
Yeah.
We are very, very open. We are very open. Money. Oh, I didn't mention finance, and finance as well.
Okay.
Finance as well. So we are very open. When it comes to money, we are open. She knows how much I earn. I know how much she earns.
Okay.
If I don't have money, she knows I don't have money. If she hasn't got, I know that she hasn't got.
Okay.
When she tells me she's going here, I know she's going there.
Okay.
When I tell her I'm here, she knows that I am there. That is how we have built our relationship.
Okay.
So there's been lots of trust. There is transparency. We don't hide anything. If I send money to my family, I tell her.
Okay.
If she sends money to her family, she tells me. That is how we operate.
Okay.
And then finally, I'll talk about sex. And that is one of the things that is also killing marriages.
Right.
Because what happens is that you get so used to each other that you are like, you know what?
There's nothing new.
There's nothing new. I've seen it, I've done it, but you have to make a conscious effort.
Yeah.
So sex is very, very, very important. So these things that I've mentioned build marriages. And lack of that also doesn't make marriages go well or work. So if this is what will build the marriage, if I implement it and I don't implement these ones, there's a likelihood. Because the thing is that what happens is that some people, for me personally, and we talk about this, we don't believe in this 50-50 share thing.
Okay.
We don't. What is hers is mine.
Yeah.
What is mine is yours.
Yeah.
You don't tell me mortgage 1,500, bring 750. I'll bring 750.
No,
food shopping 200, 100. No. If you have the money, do it.
Yeah.
If I have the money, I'll do it. Fuel. Oh, it's your car, so you would have to buy fuel.
Yeah, my husband uses my card more than I use it.
Exactly. She knows the PIN number to all my cards. I do for hers.
Yeah.
So if you build all these things, it makes marriage successful.
Yeah.
And sometimes the list too of the women you need to drop.
It's not realistic.
It's not realistic.
Also, what I want to add, another thing is communication. Communication also is another thing, because when you don't communicate as couples, it's very important. You just need, for me, sometimes I'll tell him something that I don't need to know. I just tell him because I want to make sure that I'm not keeping anything, is intentional. So that I'm telling him everything. So when you find out, he won't say, "Oh, why didn't you know?" I'm just telling you. So, if someone will come and say something, he knows that, oh, my wife already told him. Communication is very important. So it's also
Wow.
And also to add to what she said about communication, I'm that type. I like my things prim and proper. When I cook my stuff, I like order, especially. I like order. When I put something here, when I come back, I expect it to be there. If you've moved it, tell me why you're moving it. You moved it, you put it here. Because in my mind it's there. I'm coming for it. If I don't find it there, I get frustrated. I get agitated. It makes me angry.
Right.
You understand? So if you've put it there, oh yeah, maybe okay, then that's fine. So you know what? She might be going to work and she's dressing up. Women mess up the bedroom, hair here, comb here, that. And I work shifts. So I come home in the morning, I come home from work,
and everything is scattered.
And I get so angry.
Oh my God.
I get so angry, and I'm waiting for her. When she gets home, the first thing I start
is fire.
Lash. Why is this that? And then so she found a way. That is what we're talking about, communication. And that is one of the things that has also helped the marriage to work till today. Okay. So she came up with a strategy where if she's messed up the bedroom, she knows that when I come home I'll get angry. So she'll call me and she's like, the house is not in the state you left it. The bedroom is messed up. So when you got home, this is what you would expect. So,
oh my God.
Yes.
I like that.
So by the time I get home, I already know what I'm expecting. So I get home and I go, oh, this woman. To the extent that when you go to a state, I don't even get angry.
Wow.
So, I've done it again. I'm like, I knew you would anyway. So,
wow. I hope you are learning.
Strategy. And then I go.
You need to.
I just straighten up the place.
Wow. But it's funny how you are rather the tidiest. Okay. If I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah, all right.
You are rather the tidiest one instead of the woman. Because most of the time, the women complain that their husbands are the ones that will throw their socks here, leave their panty here, put their shoes here. So for many women who will be listening to this, they will really wish they had a man like your husband.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
For me, actually, as you said, there were lots of women who wish, but for me, I find it very irritating because it's like you can't be free in your
own house. Okay.
You know, yes. Sometimes you're running late to work, and you just dress up. You like, I'm actually running late, but then you realize, oh no, I need to sort this thing out. Because if this man is, you put something here, oh no, I need to put it right because it's
like this pressure.
Yes, it's like you can't be. Everything needs to be in place. It's not like
some women are wishing they are looking at you and they're like, I don't even know what you're talking about. If you know how I have to run after my husband, clean after my husband, how I'm suffering. Because can you imagine if you have 5 children? These children are messing everywhere. And your husband is also messing everywhere.
I think it might be.
It's difficult.
I will get.
Yes, so madam, you are blessed. It may sound irritating, but it's a blessing. It gives you less work. Less work. Because it means that he wouldn't watch if things are going bad in the house. He will clean, he will take out the bin, make sure the house is nice. So you don't have too much work to do. Yes. You should give him a Thanksgiving offering.
Imagine.
Yes.
Imagine.
Yes. Exactly. Seriously. Because especially now that we have younger kids, and I have this principle of when we are going to bed, I want us to go to bed in a clean house, on a clean house. So we wake up to a clean house. But trust me, when we wake up in the morning by 12 p.m., the whole house is scattered. So at some point, my husband, when I was on maternity leave, he goes to work, he comes back home, and he will see this, and he's like, why? I'm saying it's your daughter. And he's thinking, but you are supposed to direct and say, okay, wait, you see what she does. So one day we woke up, the house was in order, and my daughter came, he used one hand. The sofa, the pillows, he used one hand. Everything on the floor. And my husband was like, why did you do that? And I was like, I told you it's your daughter. Who does this? So you can imagine what the daughter does, and the husband also comes, and it's hard work. It's hard work. So I'm praying for all my ladies. You know, if you are single and you're watching this, I'm praying for you that you have a husband like Mr. Samuel Asare.
I think that's the thing. You see, that's why if I looked at my list of the kind of guy I said before, who I wanted, God knows best. Because you won't see all this quality, isn't it? You just see the physics, but you won't see all the quality, the package that comes with that man. So then you will go with your own list. You get into the marriage, and then you are not getting what you want.
So we thank God. Thank you for keeping things tidy in the house. We are happy.
And I need that offering.
Yes, definitely. Make sure you give that offering, that Thanksgiving offering, for making your life easy. When we had a part 1 for Mrs. Bernice Asare, she did say that she waited for some time for the fruit of the womb. And so we've heard her side of the story as a lady. Now coming to you as a male, the way women handle fruit of the womb and the way men handle it may not be the same.
Exactly.
So we want to hear your side of the story. How did you handle that period when you had to wait for the fruit of the womb?